For my quarterly project, I finished and mounted a pine beam mantle above my fireplace. This piece of wood was reclaimed from a tornado that struck my grandparents' farm in Iowa. I began my project by taking measurements of the desired length and depth of the mantle along with the minimal height above the fireplace. This was based on the Clearance to Combustibles guidelines. Mine had to be at least 14 inches above the fireplace because the mantle was 7 inches in depth. After the necessary measurements had been made, I took the soon-to-be mantle to spacked sawmill, where it was cut at each end, jointed along the back, and planed on the top and bottom. The next step is to prep the mantle for the stain I plan to use. For a project like this, we're going to start with 80 grit sandpaper, move to 120 grit sandpaper, and finally 220 grit sandpaper. Before we could stain it, I had to vacuum the sawdust out of the cracks of the board, wipe the board down with a tack cloth, and apply a pre-stained wood conditioner in order for the stain to apply uniformly. After the board was ready, I applied the stain in the direction of the grain, waited 15 minutes for it to soak in, then wiped off the excess. When the stain was set, I then applied the Danish oil finish, using the same process but this time waiting 30 minutes. The mantle will be attached to the fireplace using the backer board method, where a 2x4 is attached to the framing of the fireplace and the mantle is attached to the 2x4. To attach my backer board, I first temporarily affixed it to the fireplace and pre-drilled the lag bolt holes. Then I drilled countersinks for the lag bolts and washers to sit in. After the backer board was pre-drilled to be attached to the fireplace, it then needed to be pre-drilled to be attached to the mantle. To do this, we removed the backer board from the fireplace framing and temporarily affixed it to the mantle. Next, we pre-drilled the backer board and mantle together. Finally, we removed the backer board from the mantle and permanently attached it to the fireplace using 8 4-inch lag bolts, 5/16 of an inch in diameter, and a small washer on the end of each. To attach the mantle to the backer board, we used 10 6-inch lag bolts, 3/8 of an inch in diameter, with a large washer on the end of each. It is recommended that the lag bolts go into the mantle 2/3 of the way. 2/3 of the depth of the mantle is 4.5 inches, and the depth of the backer board is 1.5 inches. Therefore, the lag bolts had to be 6 inches in length. The mantle is up and this project is complete. To finish the fireplace, I will be adding cement board, stone, and a hearth.